Hi, it's Marco from Moose, Marketing and PR Editor at PunchlineGloucester.com, and welcome to Punchline Talks. Today I'm at the University of Gloucestershire, the Oxford campus, the Business Park. I'm here to see Andy Kime, who's actually just behind me. Hi, Andy.
Hi, Mark. Good to see you.
Great to see you again, mate. Why have you invited me here today?
Well, we're here today to talk about Help2Grow management, the government programme to help business owners and entrepreneurs upskill and get better at doing their business, and in particular to meet a client from our previous cohort, a guy called Chris, who's had a really great experience on it. So we wanted to bring you in here today so you can have a chat with him, understand it from his point of view, and really just get the take from a business owner of what it means to him.
Now, how much does Help2Grow cost?
It's 750 quid, and with that you get 50 hours worth of instruction, including 10 hours with a mentor, peer groups, learning online, face-to-face. Really good way of delivery, and all here at the Oxford Business School.
Okay, that's great. Let's hopefully meet Chris here.
Indeed.
Thank goodness you are here, Chris. Hi. Very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Mark.
Okay, so Bespoke Mentoring. Can you tell us all about your company, please, mate?
Yeah, I can, yeah. Bespoke Mentoring started about 8 years ago. When it first started, I didn't really see myself as a business person. I came out of teaching, where I taught 15 years before that. It was a bit of a funny period for me because when I came out of teaching, I didn't really know where I fitted. I was thrown into a few schools that were in special measures, and although my focus was on helping attendance and behaviour and families that were struggling, unfortunately Ofsted at the time were focused on maths and English, so we sort of clashed a little bit, and it had an impact on my health. So I stepped away from teaching, and 8 years on, here we are, mentoring across a number of different counties, yeah.
Because it's amazing, isn't it, how your career turns, because like you just said, being a teacher, suddenly you run your own business, and it's a lonely place, isn't it, when you're running your own company? There's lots of entrepreneurs find out.
Yeah, it certainly is. I think, and recently, I have sort of changed my network. As you grow as a business, when I first started, I was surrounded by people that were more operational, whereas now, I do sort of try and listen to more leaders, and I've got a little bit of a different network, yeah, as the company's grown. Okay,
and so you've been on the Help2Grow course. Can you tell us a little bit about that? How did you find it, first of all?
Well, I'd worked with Andy at the Growth Hub for sort of since the start of Bespoke Mentoring, and we got to the point where we've got around 30 staff. We've got a good business cycle where we've got referrals that are mapped out, we've got all of our safeguarding teams, and I'd never really thought beyond the sort of the setup that we work currently in across the southwest, but when I work with Andy, you're always sort of challenged to say, well, how could it grow even further? And I think the course that I went on was for those people that just wanted to think outside the box, and it certainly helped me to do that, yeah.
Because it's a sort of peer-to-peer thing, isn't it? You're with a load of other people who are running their own companies as well, and you sort of share experiences and share ideas.
Yeah, that's the first thing that came out, that even though I was sat next to perhaps somebody was running a cake making service, and then someone next to me that was within an accountant's, everybody had to sort of start their sessions off by saying their journey and why they were here, and even though they were in different sectors, some of the problems were really, really similar, how they even started their business, and some of the issues that they had now. So it was really nice knowing that you're not on your own, even though we're a mentoring business. But then as time went on, the peer groups, so we had sessions every so many weeks, but then we had peer groups that we joined, and we became close friends and good critical partners, yeah.
And what was one of the key areas that you really learned from the course itself?
I think it was around our structure of our business. I'd worked really hard over the last 2 years to bring key people in, and I'm a strong believer that those people that were brought in are better than me at doing the job they're in, so I brought safeguarding leads in and referral leads. But the biggest thing for me was, I suppose, just getting onto that next step and allowing myself to reflect on the current structure, because if I was going to try and take this business UK-wide, I couldn't really use a lot of the people that were already in the business, so it really just helped me reflect on the organisation structure and how I take that next.
Now, you have to spend around 50 hours on the course itself over a long period of time, isn't it? How did you find the spare time to do that?
I think I had to be in a certain position. I needed the capacity in the week to be able to commit to it. But it's not just the time that you spend during the sessions. I needed to create capacity in my week to be able to set aside thinking time. So During the sessions, I was very proactive, as in I'd write pictures all the time, and I was creating pictures during the sessions, and I'm not sure how Andy took it. At one session, I was even on my phone trying to contact somebody that I needed to contact who was on my picture in my book. You do need that thinking time in between. So if you are working a lot of hours, I know that it probably takes me personally about 2 weeks to process things, so I needed that time during a week to be able to do it, but I had the structure back at base to be able to cope with that, so I think that helped me before I started.
And what's the number one thing that that you've taken from this that actually to drive the business forward now?
I think I've got the structure of the actual course, so every course had a sort of not necessarily a target, but a context every week or every other week. I've now got that to be able to reflect on as we grow. I think there wasn't just one element. I've reflected on all elements, but at least now, say in a year's time, I can pull the course back out and look at each element, and I know that it helped me this time, so it'll just help me to reflect as we grow. And
how much has the business grown since you've been on the course?
It's grown in lots of different ways. I've taken on a head of service just because I feel more confident in how we can grow. We're currently across 4 localities, which will now grow to 5 before Christmas. But we've also started looking at partnerships across the UK. And some of these partnerships we've already had conversations about are really high profile people. But I think the confidence to be able to go and talk to people like that has come a lot from the course, because I know back at base everything's okay, and now that I've taken part in the course, I've got the structures to be able to know what I want going forward, and it's quite amazing that people from the Forest of Dean can go ahead and just go for it really.
And you're working with football clubs as well, aren't you?
Yeah, so part of the course helped me to reflect on just safeguarding systems, and we had to create a really purpose-built safeguarding system for the young people that we have referred to us, because sometimes their communication is just totally shut down. They've got so many threats around them, and I recently had some conversations with a good friend of mine, Antonia Noble, through Safeguarding Fundamentals, and she planted a seed really to say that there's a bit of an issue with growing academy numbers within football clubs, and they're only governed by sort of 1 or 2 people that are player care or player wellbeing leads. So yeah, I've been going across the country. People have seen little pictures popping up on my own Facebook of where I've been to Norwich and different places. And the purpose for that is to understand what problems they've got within safeguarding, because I think Bespoke Mentoring and myself, we can help.
I tell you what, just going to Norwich is actually a bit of a challenge on the A14, mate. You can tell me all about it. Chris, hey, that's fantastic. So great to meet you, and thanks ever so much for your time as well. Let's see if we can find Andy. Oh, there he is. Look, he's still awake. Hey, Andy, that was great. Thanks ever so much. What a nice guy as well. Yeah. So how do we get in touch with you guys?
So if you would like to phone us, so 01242 715 400, or email htgm@glos.ac.uk.
Not that we prepped that earlier. Thanks very much, Andy. Great to see you again. Thank you.
Cheers, Mark.